the context of really where we're going here today. So I'm going to get us a little bit involved. You know, what we know about brain research is that the brain has to do something different as adults, probably once every 15 minutes. Kids in the classroom, once every 9 minutes. You should change activities, you should change gears. So throughout going through some of these big things we need to accomplish this afternoon, I'm going to ask you to get involved by imparting back to me some of the knowledge and some of the wisdom that you have as well. So let's get started. Here's what I want you to do. And I don't want you to use, if you can, because I know that part of being a quadrant learner is bringing in all of your resources. Try this on your own, and if you're not getting anywhere, refer to the resources that you have in your binder that we'll go over in a little bit. I want you just to be able to draw the diagram of the Dagget system. Where's that mental framework? So take a moment now, and if you want to work with a partner to draw it, if you drew it yesterday and you can go back to your notes, that's great. Take a minute right now and draw the Dagget system for effective instruction. And I'm only going to give you about a minute or two. In the binder that you were given yesterday when you came in, and most people have it down. You were able to draw it very quickly. It's on the screen now, so you can do your own check on your work. But understanding this as a way to drive systematic change or systemic change is critically important to your role as an instructional leader. So what we're going to do today is we're going to drill down deep with instructional leadership. However, let me give you the 5-minute overview that Ray and I talked about at the end of the day yesterday. This is an inside-out, outside-in system. If all parts are not working simultaneously, the system will not move. If all parts are hitting and you're firing on all cylinders, student achievement is going to improve. It is based on John Hattie's research, the research of the Council of Chief State School Officers, and to document that research, you have available the white paper that was authored by Bill Dagget around the Dagget system for effective instruction. So looking at it from the inside out, everything that we're about in the building is student achievement. And if that's not the case, then we're in the wrong profession. So student achievement should drive the decisions that we make. Oftentimes, you have other influences that take you off course a bit. But the more we can bring the focus of what we do every day to driving student achievement, the better we're going to be as a system. Now, the most important inner ring of the Dagget system is instructional effectiveness. This is what you are charged with in terms of your responsibility as an instructional leader. Now, I know, and I've been an assistant principal before, I've been a principal in a building as well. I know oftentimes some of our responsibilities may not look like we're supporting instruction, but every interaction that you have with students, whether you are looking at disciplinary referrals, whether you are trying to organize the schedules to drive lunch, to drive busing, to drive dismissals, whatever it is, your work is impacting student achievement. And most of you as APs, assistant principals, or directors or principals that are here, that couldn't be here in the morning, are also directly impacting teachers who are directly having contact with students in the classroom. So student achievement, instructional effectiveness is at the heart. The greatest correlate to student achievement is how teachers interact with their students. That's the #1 factor. Hattie's research shows it, but it's what you've known all along. The greatest way to drive student achievement is to have teachers who are effective. Teachers that build student relationships. Teachers that teach with application of knowledge. Those are all cost-free things if the professional development for teachers is ongoing and consistent. Professional development does not need to be something that is a landmark occasion. Professional development needs to happen from the moment teachers walk into the building to the time they leave. Professional development has to happen for instructional leadership from the moment you walk into the building to the time that you leave. All right, because that's where you're working. It's called job-embedded professional development, delivered by your instructional leadership team, not some other organization that has to come in truth and in theory. However, oftentimes that goes without strong commitment because of the time commitment that we have in the buildings. All right, so pushing to the outside, you have three critical elements that drive student achievement: organizational leadership, instructional leadership, teaching. Organizational leadership, I had described yesterday a subtitle to give you better reference for what organizational leadership is. Does anybody remember what I had mentioned yesterday? What is organizational leadership? There's a subtitle that is so important to setting the stage for what we're trying to accomplish.